how to get a US waiver fast. In this video, I'm going to share 3 tips known to insiders that will help you travel to the United States fast and without stress. I'm Dan Joffe. I am a dedicated US Entry Waiver Lawyer. If you want the peace of mind that your US Entry Waiver application is prepared with the maximum chance of success, then reach out to schedule a free confidential call with me. I've included a meeting link in the description of this video. Let's get started. There is a lot of misinformation on how to get your US Entry Waiver fast. So let's start with the facts. The US Entry Waiver process has 2 main stages: application preparation and application processing. To speed up the time frame of getting your US Entry Waiver, focusing on improving the efficiency of each stage will help you get your US Entry Waiver faster. And here's the logic. The quicker you can prepare your Form I-192 application package, the sooner you can submit it to the US Customs and Border Protection, which is known as a CBP, for processing. This will result in a faster turnaround time for approval, allowing you to travel to the United States sooner. The first stage to get your US Entry Waiver involves preparing Form I-192, the application for advance permission to enter as a non-immigrant. This form, which is available on the US Citizenship and Immigration Services website, requires extensive documentation. I'm going to share with you 2 insider speed tips to help you expedite your Form I-192 preparation for your US Entry Waiver application. These tips can save you weeks and possibly months in the preparation process. Insider speed tip number 1 is learn the court record request process. Providing court records with your Form I-192 is mandatory. You need to give the CBP a copy of the official court record indicating the details of each crime for which you've been convicted. Getting your court records can be time-consuming because response times vary court to court. Some courts will send court documentation in weeks, while others may take many months. Different courts may have different request procedures, so find out what their specific process is for each court where you have a conviction. If there's a mistake in your request, the court may reject it, requiring you to start from the beginning. This rejection could lead to a significant waste of time. And here's a bonus insider speed tip. Don't wait to receive your criminal record to learn about the court request process. Start right away. Let's move on to insider speed tip number 2, which is start your letter preparation now. To get your US Entry Waiver approved by the Admissibility Review Office, known as the ARO, is to show strong and compelling evidence of your rehabilitation. The ARO will consider multiple factors when evaluating rehabilitation, including your personal statement and recommendation letters. These letters need to be crafted in a way showing that you have in fact been rehabilitated. And proper preparation takes time and care. For example, with your recommendation letters, you need to find the people who are willing to help you, and they may be busy and take their time to write their recommendations. And critically, your personal statement takes time to do it right. It may take many drafts because you want to do this in a thoughtful way. Starting early allows you to build a strong foundation for your Form I-192 application. And if the court documentation requires you to modify your personal statement, you can easily make those changes because you'll be working from a strong draft. Insider speed tip number 3 is to submit your application online using eSafe. The US Customs and Border Protection is 100% clear about how to get your I-192 application processed faster. Submit your application online using eSafe. Let's look at what the US Customs and Border Protection actually says about eSafe. And here is their fact sheet, and let me enlarge the relevant information. Would applying online differ from applying at a port of entry? And here is the relevant part of the answer. The processing time for waiver applications submitted online via eSafe are expected to be significantly less than paper form applications manually submitted at the port of entry. Now, here's what's confusing to clients. Despite the CPB's clear recommendation to use eSafe, why is there a debate over submitting your application using eSafe versus manually in person? The reason has to do with access to eSafe. Let's look at the eSafe website. Here, you'll see there are only 2 categories of access to the benefits of eSafe. I'll just enlarge the site. The first category is the applicant. They prepare their own application and apply directly to the CPP. And the second category is licensed attorneys. So if you're a service provider helping people get US entry waivers and you're not an attorney, you can't access the benefits of eSafe. So these non-lawyers are at a disadvantage because they can't get the benefit of faster I-192 application processing. So these providers need to dismiss eSafe's benefits and create confusion because they can't access eSafe. To generate confusion, they primarily use 2 arguments. Argument number 1 is the biometric appointment requirement. So you'll hear that irrespective of how you submit your form I-192, you still need to attend an in-person biometric appointment with your documents. These companies argue that since in-person visit is mandatory, submitting online through eSafe provides no speed advantage. And that simply is not true. The CPP is clear about the processing time advantages when you submit online compared with submitting your documentation at your biometric appointment. It's a flawed argument, and it's used to downplay their lack of access to eSafe. Argument number 2 is misleading success stories. Non-lawyer companies often share stories of people who manually submitted their application at the port of entry and got speedy approval. The implication is that manual submission can be as quick as an online eSafe submission. But the CPP is clear that those same applications would have been processed even faster with eSafe. If you want the peace of mind knowing that your US entry application is prepared with absolutely the best chance of success, reach out to schedule a free confidential phone call. I've included a link in the description of this video.